Hey there, Sharon Horne-Ellstrom here. Welcome to day 72 of our Get Your Goals annual challenge. Today we're talking about the P, and I don't grab my lovely, awesome graphic. Today we're talking about the P in the SOAP framework, which stands for progress. How do we know when we are soaping something up, when we're trying to improve an area of our life, or we're trying to set a goal in an area of our life? How do we know if we're moving toward what we want, away from what we want, backwards, forwards, upside down, flip-floppy, or whatever? How do we know we're getting closer to what it is that we want? How do we know we're making progress? To me, progress is moving toward what I want. Not making progress is moving away from what I want. Or sometimes we do something, we take an action, and it takes more than one attempt at that, or doing the action more than one time in order to determine if we're making progress or not, right? How often do we do something? And I know a lot of people like this that will try something once. Maybe they'll try it 2 or 3 times, but if they don't get the maximum result that they want, like if they're not perfect and awesome at it within the first couple of times of trying, they just give up and they quit. I see people do this with hobbies and interests all the time. They flip from one thing to the next, never really committing enough time and energy to getting proficient, much less mastering something. And we can do that, especially if something doesn't feel right for us. But in the beginning, everything, for the most part, feels uncomfortable and is challenging and a little bit hard to do. So we have to push through that little bit of a challenge to determine if something is for us or not. So yesterday, my action was to do a hypnosis. I want to do some hypnosis to improve my self-talk, make my self-talk more positive. And I happen to have a hypnosis app that I've been using for it's almost 600 days now, that has all different topics, all these different categories, all these different areas, and they're not called the same thing as I call them in my life framework, but I can find things for each of the life framework areas. So it's a great tool in my mind to help me to use hypnosis as a tool to improve all the different areas and aspects of my life. And mental well-being is no different. It's got a whole category of the mind with all different subsets of topics under the umbrella of our mind and mental well-being that we can look up and listen to. So I personally love that. If you're curious about that, hit me up. Not promoting it. It's just a friend of mine actually created this app online. And apps are a terrific way to make things automatic for us, right? It makes it easy and simple. It takes away all of our procrastination and excuses for not doing something when we can just Google it or find a YouTube video we like and listen to that, whatever. So I did a hypnosis yesterday, and I don't know, I feel better, but I've been doing hypnosis for a long time. It would be unfair to say that I've never done hypnosis when I've been doing it for like 600 days in a row, right? It's obviously a tool that I have personally uncovered and that discovered it works for me. It doesn't work for everyone, I'm sure. I'm sure there's people that would say, poppycock hypnosis is nonsense. But I think it's all about relaxing and listening to someone that you trust in terms of the suggestions that you want. And I find that I have to have someone I trust because I fall asleep like that. And so even though my subconscious is still listening, my conscience isn't. So I want to make sure that the messages I'm getting are the ones I want to have in my mind, not ones that I don't want to have in my mind. There's plenty of outside sources programming us all the time with the thoughts they want us to have, aka the media, our teachers, our family members, our friends. So it's important that we have the ability to think for and discern for ourselves. So I listened to a hypnosis. I would say I feel like I'm making progress, so I'm going to continue the habit of doing that. I will probably for the rest of this month until we get to goals, and if my goal is different than what I just soaped, and I think we'll do that next week because I'll be traveling, and it's a good process to go through while I'm traveling because I can talk about a topic and we'll go through our goal process, which is 7. I'm trying to get it down to a 7-step process instead of 8 because I think the simpler the better. And 7 my brain seems to click and remember 7 things really easily. But once I go to 8, 9, 10, sometimes I lose steps. And so I want to make it simple for myself and for all of us going forward so we have the same process that we're using every month to specifically go through goals for that area of the life framework. If you have your own process that you like to use, tweak it and do it your way. But I would just say sometimes give it a try and see if something doesn't click when you try other tools and other processes. So today, our question and our action item is to find out, are we making progress? And if so, do we want to continue doing what we're doing? If we have no result yet, it's hard to decide. Maybe we need to do it for another day or two. And then if we definitely feel better, or our mind seems more at ease, or whatever your goal was for, or whatever your SOAPing area of improvement or that you wanted to change, if you know you've gotten a result, find a way to automate that thing. So I've already automated the hypnosis process. I automatically, first thing in the morning and when I go to bed at night, I go to sleep with the hypnosis. I can choose what topic, depending on what is most important to me from that day or the following day. There's other ways to measure and find out how do you know if you're making progress or not. You can journal. There's apps available for tracking almost anything you can imagine online nowadays. There are literally probably tens of thousands, if not almost, there's literally tens of thousands of different apps available for tracking progress in different areas and aspects of our life. So you could find an app for your phone or for your computer, or for, I'm a journaler. I like the good old-fashioned notebook for writing things down, and I like it because I can track and go back and look at and say, okay, well, I did this is the result I think I got, and then I keep track of literally what I'm doing, like my own little journal science experiment. Or you can ask other people, you can seek feedback, and you can say, hey, do you think I'm doing better with my self-talk? Am I making less negative or derogatory comments about myself? My daughter's my sounding board for that. She's really good about saying, excuse me, that was negative. Why are you talking that way? I call myself old and a grandma a lot. And I'm like, yeah, I am, but I don't want to call myself that, and I don't want to feel that way. So she's great for being a sounding board to seek feedback from other people that can help us, create the results that we want. So today, action item, think of a way to monitor or measure or keep track of the progress that you're making toward the thing that you want. And if you know you're making progress and it works, find a way to automate that, add it to another habit, make it one of your daily rituals, find a way to make it so that you don't have to consciously think about it and you just automatically do the thing. We'll talk about that a lot throughout this challenge and the different ways and strategies I've used to incorporate that in my life to make sure that no matter what's going on and how crazy life is, if I'm traveling, if I've got a family drama or whatever, I still continue to move forward and do the things that are necessary and right for me to get the results that I want. And I want to give you that tool and that ability so that you can do that in your life too. All right, any questions, hit me up. Otherwise, I will be with you tomorrow. Figure out how you're going to measure progress today, and I will see you tomorrow. Yay. Bye.